the humanitarian crisis in Nigeria's middle belt is worse than what you have in Gaza. It's worse than what you have in Sudan. It's worse than what you have in Nigeria's northeast, but it has just been not ignored but suppressed, deliberately kept under the radar.
What is the state of the internally displaced people? At the point there was like millions of them. What is the state, and what's the government doing to help rehabilitate and reintegrate these people back into normal life, return them to their normal homes?
You know, I first appreciated the pathetic situation of the IDPs when in 2022 there was an attack in December where people were killed in Kaguru, in the southern part of Kaduna. That should be in the north central part of the country, but it's in the middle belt. And I met the people and I took food items to them. So there is a Reverend Father, the Magaji, who said to me, I want you to see something. He took me around the community. I saw how an entire community was razed down. He showed me at this point they killed somebody, here they burnt somebody, here they slaughtered somebody, and all of that. And this is supposed to be the IDP camp. And I said, where are the internally displaced persons? He said they were told by the police that that will not be recognized as an IDP camp. So that forced members of the community to have to absorb people. Of course, your cousin takes you in, your child takes you in, your uncle, and basically that was how they were scattered. But one of the things I understood was that one of the reasons why the IDP camps are not catered for, it does look like not a failure, it looks like it's deliberate. Because if you don't see the IDPs, if they live in subhuman conditions, they would be forced to return homes, to other places to stay. And by so doing, whereas the region suffers massive deaths, you don't find activities of non-governmental organizations. They are all focused in the Northeast. And the Northeast does not measure 20% of the killings in the Middle Belt. So it looks like a strategy to suppress the idea of the mass killings that happen in those places. Because at first I said, why would the government have a problem with an IDP camp? At some point in Kagoro, they were told if they choose to stay there, they would be doing so at their own risk. So he says, so once in a while, what they do is if people need to address them, they just send message across, the community, and then they gather, people talk to them, pray with them, and they leave. But staying there became a problem because officially the government did not want to recognize it as an IDP. Because once it's recognized as an IDP, international organizations that meet the needs of the IDPs will be there. And that will signal that there is a human crisis in that place. But somehow they refuse. So I think the situation in the IDPs is deliberately planned by the government. And it's an unfortunate scenario. There is no plan for trauma healing. Nobody cares about supplements. Nobody cares about the babies. Nobody cares about the moral, upbringing of the children that grow in the IDP camps. There are some that have lived for 10, 8, sometimes 12 years. And the best infrastructure they've seen are the classes of the primary or secondary schools they've been occupying since they were sacked from their communities. So it's a poor thing. The government, I can actually tell you the government does nothing as far as the IDP camps in the Middle Belt are concerned.